Hey, good morning everyone. This is Saturday morning, the first day of rifle season for deer. I've heard a couple of shots up in the timber. Our daughter Rebecca went up this morning, her and her husband. They both of them seen the deer, but neither one of them could get a shot. It's too far out. So Rebecca went up in one part of the land, and they get up there before daylight, so they walk through the timber up there. And anyway, they was hanging out. And they stayed a long time. They didn't get back here till at least probably 4 hours in the woods this morning. And Rebecca come back and said, "Well, I seen one, but it was too far out." Well, she's got a 30, I believe. And but anyway, she didn't get a shot, and they're all back in that way. So I don't want to go there. I want to stay over in here. We'll go this way. Me and my old pup. She's hanging out with me today. Where you at, puppers? She's hanging out back here, getting a little sniffing going on. It is cool. We had ice this morning. Had to break ice on the water trough outside. Definitely got a crisp air today. If I can get one, we got a tree we can hang it in and clean it, but we'll see. I think rifle season runs for a week. I don't know. I'm not a hunter, so I'm not sure on how long that lasts. But we'll see. They got 2 of them last year, so that was good. Had a little bounty off the land. Be nice having y'all out here walking with us. I know I talk about that, y'all walking out here with me, and I see you in my mind walking beside me. That'd be pretty neat. Someday, I know there'll be several of you have been down here, but there'll be more as time allows, God willing. The neighbors up here on that side, that fence right there separates us from his property. Runs right there along behind my chairs. He come down. He hasn't seen anything up there yet either. So it's all in a process. They'll get it. There'll be enough gunshots around. These deer will start moving from property to property. And so I'm sure they'll have a chance. It's quiet down here. Angel, do you want to go over and walk in the spring? No, you better not. Marcia get upset at you. You go over and get your feet all wet. Go in there and jump on her lap. That wouldn't be the best. Yeah. Maybe I shouldn't take her away. She'll get her feet all in that water. That'd be a bad deal. I'll go over this side. She's due to go get a haircut. I'm about 2 weeks late getting her in. But when they cut her hair, it gets pretty short. She gets it about every month, gets a haircut. And her regular hair cutter has moved back down into Arkansas, so we're gonna have to find us a new one. to take care of her. Angel, let's go back here. Yeah, we'll go back this way. This little trail here goes back here in the back. Yeah. Those leaves are crunchy, aren't they? Yep. We still got water back here in the creek. Back down in there. There's not much. There is watering holes back through that where it'll hold water. It's still moving, but it's slow. You wonder sometimes how that water will just stand where it does. If there's a big water table that holds it in, or is there? Why doesn't it sink on down in the ground? You know, further than what it does. But let's see what I got right here. Hang on a minute. Makes a pretty scenery here. It all looks pretty down here. I think I'll see if I can get around this corner. Won't we, pup? Yeah, we'll go around the corner here. I haven't looked in behind this pond bank for a little bit. There's a trail back here that goes back to the creek that I had got into one time. But I don't think I better go back through there today. You never know. When I was rambling around and walking, may stir somebody up. You never know. I'll put this thing right here. Looks like a good place to put a video together, doesn't it? I hear the crows out there. If I can keep my camera from falling into the water, that would be a bad deal. Yeah. Looking here at 1 Thessalonians chapter 4 verse 8. There's 2 references to it. Wow. I thought there was more than that. And verse 9 had 3 references to it. So we'll just read these here real quick and go see what Marcia's up to. She was sleeping when I left home, but we'll see how she's doing. She's got a cough now that she's starting to get over the runny nose. She had it bad there for a while, and she's done a lot better today. So anyway, here's what we got in 1 Thessalonians chapter 4, verse 8 and 9, and these little bit of references that goes to it. All right. Here's what we have. Surely, in consequence, then, he who is not repudiating man, but God, who is also giving his Spirit to you. Yet happier is she if ever she should be remaining thus, according to my opinion. Now I presume that I also have God's Spirit. Yet to us God reveals them through his Spirit, for the Spirit is searching all, even the depths of God. Now concerning brotherly fondness, we have no need to be writing to you, for you yourselves are taught by God to be loving one another. Now concerning the times and the eras, brethren, you have no need to be written to, for you yourselves are accurately aware that the day of the Lord is as a thief in the night, and thus it is coming. I am entreating you then, brethren, by the pities of God, to present your bodies a sacrifice, living holy, well-pleasing to God, your logical divine service, and not to be configured to this eon, but to be transformed by the renewing of your mind, to be testing what is the will of God, good and well-pleasing and perfect. Become then imitators of God as beloved children, and be walking in love, according as Christ also loves you, and gives himself up for us, an approach present and a sacrifice to God for a fragrant odor. And that's the references to 1 Thessalonians chapter 4, verse 8 and 9. So I won't add anything to that. Sometimes these references, you write them out and you're like, well, how does that have anything to do with anything? You know, I'm writing one out today. I was up there and I wrote it out and I thought, wow, there ain't much in that. You know, it didn't have a whole lot to it. And so that was verse 13. I'm writing out verse 13 today. And so anyway, sometimes you get these references, and I only pull out the ones for Paul, because the Apostle Paul was given a message from the risen Christ for his body, for the body of Christ. That's us, those that understand Paul's writings and see it there for us, and don't mix the Gospels up. Don't mix James and Peter with Paul, because it's not the same. You know, it's different. It's a different evangel than that. So anyway, we make sure not to mix it up, because it sure messes up things when we do that. So I think Angel's ready. You ready to go home? Let's go. Let's go. Yeah, I need to get back. I don't know, it's cool out here. I've got a stocking hat on because I don't know what it is, but it sure is cool. That reflection on the water is just pretty awesome. Pretty awesome. Wow. Anyway, Angel and I is going to head back and see what Marsh is up to. Imagine when I walked out, I probably rattled enough door that it roused her up out of a dead sleep. I can do that. I remember one time she was asleep. It's been years and years ago. She was nursing one of our babies in. I don't remember which one it was, but she was wore out and zonked out in a chair. And me being ornery, she was sleeping, and I got about a half a teaspoon of water, and I dribbled a little bit in her mouth, just enough to make her cough. Man, she coughed and sputtered. Come up out of that. That was a bad deal. I learned not to do that pretty fast. Yep, don't do that once. Just one time. Yeah, you learn what sleeping on a couch is like. Do stuff like that. But yeah, she's learned a lot. Marcia and I, we've learned from each other about life, and our love has grown closer and stronger as time goes on. Her and I have been through a lot of stuff together. So, you know, we learn from each other as we grow. So, anyway, I think it's time we get out and get the day started. Don't you? It's time. Let's go see what God's got for us. And I'll talk to y'all tomorrow. Have an awesome day. Grace and peace to each of you. From God our Father, for sure. Marcia and I send our love. And we'll talk to you tomorrow. See you then.